Helen Skelton asked her pal Dan Walker if he was emotional as the pair sat around a campfire. The first episode of Dan and Helen's penine adventure began on Tuesday and saw the pair shearing sheep, glamping and fishing. However, as Helen took a moment to reflect and appreciate their surroundings, she thought Dan was shedding a tear. Helen began, "This has exceeded our expectations, a glorious sunset, gorgeous sky. Excellent pork chop." Dan weighed in as Helen repeated, "Pork chop, fire, hot tub, what's not to love?" Dan Walker hopes Helen Skelton isn't getting any flack after quitting role. Latest, the mum of three continued, "Our little island looks so flipping good because Terry's a lot of people that look after it, and there are a lot of people who take an interest in it. I am getting absolute smoke face here, by the way," the former BBC breakfast star weighed in. Airing her concern, Helen asked, "I thought you were emotional, but is it smoke? What you're saying isn't making me tear up, I have just got a face full of smoke," Dan laughed. Don't miss. Dan Walker talks bloody mess after terrifying bike crash in health update, Insight. Dan Walker hits back at claim he added to global warming in work blunder, news. Dan Walker breaks down in tears as he faces fears in new show. Latest, "Did you think it was a moment?" he asked his co-star as Helen laughed, "Yeah, I thought I was saying really emotive stuff." "You were," Dan agreed as he said, "I'll see you tomorrow." Dan didn't shed a tear during the first episode, but the presenter did admit to breaking down while filming for the Channel 5 show. Speaking ahead of the series, he said, "There were a few tears along the way but mostly you have a nice hug, then you crack on. If anything it was more about fear because I hate heights and I don't really like horses." He added, "I had to abseil down a 100-meter cave and go on the back of a horse, but am now best friends with a horse called Roger and I made it to the bottom of the cave." As for the emotional side of it, if you're with somebody for 6 weeks you go through the full range of emotions, serious, silly and everything in between. Dan and Helen's penine adventure returns on Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Channel 5.